what was your profit off of that home?
Off that home, I made $12,400.
How long did that take you? How long did that deal take you?
Sunday to Thursday, 5 days. Yeah, 5 days.
So, what got you into mobile home investing, man? What brought you to the space?
Uh, so I was looking into it a few years ago, and I had looked at some other creators, and I had wanted to get into it then, but I was procrastinating, and I didn't have enough time to actually research what I was doing. So eventually, this year, I just really buckled down and figured out what I needed to do, and I had a few fails, but that just propelled me into going further and further into learning what I needed to have.
Yep. What about those failures, man?
Uh, just things I didn't know what I was doing the correct way, and I didn't pay in any cash, but really I just feel like I paid in my time. And so, out of every deal, after every fail, I learned something. I learned how to do something better, and I think when I finally did get to the point where I was able to confidently speak and do everything that needed to be done, that's why I was able to close this deal so efficient.
Yeah. Um, Speaking confidently, we're gonna get into that deal here in a second, but when it comes down to like speaking confidently, like approaching people, just kind of walk me through like some of the first steps that you took before you got this deal. And then we'll get into those fears here in a second.
Well, I actually didn't approach the seller for this home. He approached me. He saw an ad that I had put out, and he came to me saying that he was just ready to sell his mobile home. And
Yeah.
so I went to go check it out. I told him that it was a nice home, and that I worked with investors and other buy, and I had a buyers list, and that with that I could find him a buyer. And so he kind of knew the process. He said as long as I got him the amount of money he wanted, he was fine with me going ahead and marketing the home and selling it. So that was on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Uh, Monday I had marketed. No, Sunday that same day. It was about 2 o'clock, I think, when I spoke with him. I went to a Starbucks. I sat down, got the contract signed, and started marketing it. On Monday, I had people ready to come out and see the home to get it bought.
Yeah.
Closed on this. Well, made a deal that same day. Got a deposit. We closed on that following Thursday.
That's what's up, man. Um, so when you said that he was the one that reached out to you, like, was this just have anything to do with like some of the advice that I gave you? Like, number one, a closed mouth don't get fed, correct?
Right.
Like if nobody knows that you sell mobile homes, there's no possible way that they can reach out to you. Like you can have the best wings in the city. And like if nobody knows that you make those wings, you're just gonna be sitting at the house eating a bunch of wings.
Right.
Yeah. So you started posting regularly and the people just started, well, at least this deal started coming in.
Yeah, and I've had another few come in. Unfortunately, one of them that I saw, that's not going to be able to be an actual deal because the home is actually registered as salvage. So it'd be a very lengthy process to get it moved and get it purchased. So that when someone reached out to me, but I'm going to have to tell them, like, I might not be able to do that deal. And then I have another person that's also reached out. I've had a few like trickles come in so far, nothing concrete, but I decided what I'm going to do next as far as marketing goes, and as far as just posting my website or making a website and making a Facebook page and that stuff just to get my name out there.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. I mean, those are steps and stuff that you can take a little bit later on.
Right.
Be necessary and stuff because this isn't like a one-time thing. But I will say this right here. When it came down to those fears of talking to people, because we talked when you first started, tell me about some of those fears and how did you get over them?
Well, when it first came down to it, I think more so that came from a root of not actually being very knowledgeable or feeling like I wasn't knowledgeable in the contracts and the agreement. So when I would talk to people, I would be kind of stumbling. And I guess I think on my first deal, for instance, I don't think I was very clear, and I think that it led to some miscommunication. And we went our separate ways. But I think as as the further deals went along, it wasn't anything with miscommunication. It was just sometimes the deals did fall through. But with those other deals, I was able to be more transparent. And then I actually ended up meeting someone else who has wholesaled a few times himself, and also has done some other business work. And just shadowing him, and also seeing, just taking advice on how to speak with people with that, that kind of help, and just doing a lot more reading and stuff. I'll just be, working on that. And through all that, it's really just helped me, just to speak with people transparently. And as soon as I tell them what I'm trying to do, they either, like what I'm trying to do, or if they don't, and, obviously we probably don't need to do business together.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Yeah. And so with that, going through all of that, I'm able to, have a great business relationship with many people, just, speaking very transparent.
Yeah. And kind of building on that, we're guys, all right? If you're, got any experience and stuff with women, we'll talk to a lot of women. A lot of them are going to turn us down, but that don't stop us from trying.
Right.
I don't know what it is about business that makes people just want to give up, because if you're a guy, like, you just can't just go and give up. All right. I mean, yeah, there's, twerking videos and stuff on TikTok or whatever the hell you can watch, but that's not like, real success or something like that with a woman. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like the real thing, right?
Right.
But with this right here, like, a lot of people have to understand that everybody is not going to like you. Not everybody's going to want to give you the time of the day or anything like that. And the thing about you is that you kept on pushing through your failures. So now you're over that hump. You're a little bit more confident. So tell me about this deal, because you hit me up. It was my birthday. We were going out, me and my girl was, and you hit me with this deal and everything, and you wanted some advice about this. So tell me about it a little bit.
So, yeah, I hit you up on Sunday because I just wanted to get, numbers about, how much should I, try to negotiate with the seller? How much should I sell the home for? And so, you gave me some great numbers. And I actually ended up negotiating with the seller. He wanted $12,000 for it. I negotiated him down to $8,000, and he was fine with that. So I found a buyer the same day, Sunday night. Scheduled a time for multiple buyers to come out at the same time.
Yeah.
Had I'd say maybe about six different groups, maybe 7.
They all showed up at the same time?
Yeah, about from 12:30 to about 1:30 that hour. There was people that came through. And so I had actually marketed the home for $15K or $16K. No, I take that. I marketed for $20K.
Yeah.
And obviously I felt like people were gonna try to talk me down anyway. So I was like, okay, if I could get even 15 or 16, that's great for me. And so people came out and they started to kind of bid on the home. It was like, hey, I'll give you 18. And then someone was like, I'll give you 20. And then someone was like, I'll give you 22.
And then we're all doing this at the same time, like looking at each other and everything like that.
They were all there at the same time. They were kind of in their separate little spots, but I was just walking around talking to people, just letting them know what I had been offered. And so
they start doing this little move right here, like, like, I got this, and let's get these people out of here. That's why I always advise that people do their open houses like that. People are going to want to come out. Oh, my husband's got work. Oh, so-and-so and stuff can't make it out there at this time. This is the time that you need to be here.
Yeah.
Okay? Because we working over here. All right? Now, if I let everybody just come out all willy-nilly and stuff like that, one thing about it is you have to understand human psychology. Is that there's nothing special about a Mercedes-Benz. It's the fact of the matter that everybody wants Mercedes-Benz. That makes it special. All right. Yeah. If there was like maybe one of these cars on the planet, just some obscure brand or something like that, nobody's going to give two shits about it. But at the same time, when you have like a lot of people who are there clamoring, we all know why we're here. It's not because Henry went on ahead and put out, ham and cheese sandwiches and free drinks and stuff on the countertop for his open house. That's not why everybody's here. We know why we're here for this home. So everybody starts psychologically competing for that. So you did well.
Right.
Continue.
And, like I said, just really reading and just, learning how to conduct business. That's very strong, like what you said. I'm very just heavy on, like I said, being transparent, but also having that boundary. Like, okay, this is going to be at 12:30. If you can't make it, like, the home may be sold. And everyone knows that when I, reach out to them. And,
it's okay to stretch the truth a little bit when you say, look, got a couple serious buyers here. We've been talking. So if you can make it, great. If not, then you might be out of it. That's
right. But in this case, I had multiple people hitting me up. Even if it wouldn't have sold on that Monday, I'm very sure it would have sold by the end of that week anyways.
Yeah. So, you had a good home. I saw the pictures.
Yeah. So we like I said, we negotiated to $22,000. And we waited till because the home was actually being viewed by the buyer's sister. And so he was in Mexico and he needed a few days to get back to home. And so when we met up, he got back home Wednesday. We met up Thursday. He went to the bank, got the cash. And then we actually had to go to the tax office because we negotiated to pay the taxes off what he was purchasing it for.
Yeah.
And so he got the tax receipt. We closed at the tax office and, we went on our way.
Okay. That's what's up. I'm just trying to sit here and bring up a few of those pictures right now, but
I can send them to you.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I can bring that up in my iCloud photos right now. All right. So yeah, here we go right here. Here are your photos of this home. And this was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now, see, one of the things about it is when you hit me up about this deal was, you're out there in Texas. I know that that's a state with plenty of money. All right.
Right.
So even if the buyer was a stickler for his 15, I knew you could still make a good profit off of this home. I mean, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's not perfect. You took some pictures of like some problem areas or whatnot, but for the most part, the average person who's going to come in there and see those little small things like that, like even this flooring right here being exposed, the subfloor right here, it's not really a big issue. Somebody will come in there with $1,000 or something like that and redo the entire floor. And if you don't know that.
That's what the guy was saying. He wanted to buy it for his family, and they're gonna, move it in, do some stuff to it. But it was a nice home, for the family that did want it.
Yeah, that's what's up. They understand that they're gonna have to. Look at that vanity right there. That's great.
Yeah.
I know you could get every bit of. You could have gotten more than 20 for this home, easy.
Right.
Yeah, but what were your
I will say it's actually had I waited, I would have probably got 25 because someone after I had sold it, someone had offered me 25 in the messages. So I think if I would have waited a few days or maybe at the end of the week, I probably would have got more.
Well, you know what they say, that a bird in hand is better than 2 in the bush. I've had people offer me exactly what I'm asking for, only to have them not show up. It's easy to type a message. It's a lot harder to cut a check. I want the check. So sometimes it happens that way, sometimes not. But that person who offered you $25,000, did you get their contact information? You might have a little something later on down the pipeline.
Yeah, I did get their contact information. Everyone that I speak to, I try to let them know, like, hey, maybe this home sold, but I will have another way. If you guys are interested in that, just let me know it. A lot of them will go ahead and text me their name or email or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So what would you say has been, um, let's say your biggest lesson so far?
Uh, I would say just really being transparent with people goes a long way. Being honest in every step of the way of what you do.
Yeah.
Uh, being efficient, being on time to things with that kind of thing. Although I haven't really ran into the problems with punctuality since I've been doing it, but I definitely see, that is very important.
Yeah.
Um,
Like a guy that's on top of your grind.
yeah, I've definitely been trying to get, everything else in order, as far as just taking the next step to find more seller leads.
Yeah. Well, man, you have been persistent. I will say this right here. Look, maybe the people in the audience and stuff want to know, what was your profit off of that home?
Off that home, I made $12,400.
How long did that take you? How long did that deal take you?
Sunday to Thursday, 5 days. Yeah, 5 days.
That's what I like, man. That's what I like. If you had like some tips or some advice for other subscribers, viewers, and stuff who are starting their journey, what would it be?
Ask questions. Really just don't be afraid to reach out to anybody and ask them a question. The worst they can say is no. You know, that's very much as far. That's the furthest you'll go in that business. Just reaching out and letting people know what you do.
Yeah,
Letting people, and just being clear with them.
absolutely. And also I would say definitely one of the things I wish you would have put in there was persistence. There were a couple of times and stuff where you were getting frustrated. You had a deal. You had a deal where somebody gave you a mobile home for free.
Yeah.
And you fumbled the bag a little bit. There's nothing
That was the
embarrassing about that. Tell me about it.
No, that was the first one. So, yeah, again, honestly, I don't think I knew what I was doing. Well, I didn't know, what I was doing so much so. And I think the lady, I told her like, hey, I want to help you find a buyer for this home. But I think the lady thought for somehow I was purchasing the home and I was going to have it moved within like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And, I told her I can't move it that quickly, and I can find you a buyer and see if we can get it moved that way. But she wasn't, she wasn't happy, so she was telling me, no, I'm just gonna go ahead and sell it to someone else, and I was just like, okay, well, and she had blocked me, and so, I reached out to her one more time because I think one of the messages went through or something, and she said something, and I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna just walk away from it because it's not even worth, fighting anymore. And so I went to, I had a second deal that failed, that kind of went almost was there, but then the buyer stepped away. In the end, the lady found a seller on her own. I mean, another buyer on her own. And after that one, I think I'm trying to remember the other two that I had because I know I had another few that, and so everyone I've just made a learning experience, and I've, learned like, how to just get this down pat to make this the most seamless experience for the buyer and the seller.
Yeah. Well, you got to do it, multiple times.
Right.
What you did with this deal, that can be a one-time thing, or it can be an all-the-time thing once you get it down. One thing that I want to emphasize on, or at least bring to light right now, is on that deal where that woman had blocked you had a buyer. The guy said that he was going to pay X amount of dollars, and then what happened?
He didn't show up the day of.
Yeah.
We spoke literally from, the time he said he was going to purchase it until the night before. And then that morning, he just no-showed. He ghosted me.
Yeah.
And so, from then on, I learned a valuable lesson, very much valuable.
And what was that?
Honestly, just don't not take a deposit. Really, that was the most valuable lesson. If they don't have any cash in here, you just go on to the next person. I don't care what nobody say about, they gon', give you this amount of dollars, or they can, do this, or that they got any sob story. If they don't have the cash in hand, you have to go ahead.
So we always say, man, money talks, bullshit walks. And you're gonna, if you're the guy with the houses and stuff, like people they're gonna come to you with all these sob stories, all the excuses and stuff in the world. I'm immune to it at this point. I get people who hit me up all the time. Oh, I got this going on. I got that going on. My dad used to say to me when I was a kid, man, son, people in hell want ice water.
Yeah. I
hear it,
Yeah. And I like to think that I'm a pretty kind person, so I stay kind through that. I was just reading a book the other day, and in the book, it was a quote that said, people will forget what you said to them, they'll forget what you did to them, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. And like, I be kind when I tell them, how it is, but I just have to let them know, like, hey, it's just business. Even with the deal that did close, there was other families or other people that wanted their home, and I just had to tell them, like, hey, these people were able to close faster on with a better offer. This is who I'm selling the home to. And they understood.
Yeah. And you know what? That's a valuable lesson that you taught them. Because the next time they'll go on ahead and move, they'll go ahead and get on the ball.
Exactly.
I had a situation. I had almost a closing yesterday. I know I had posted a mobile home put it on YouTube as a short, Instagram as a reel. Of course, I loaded it up on Facebook. And I was very transparent about what I wanted the payment to be. And for some reason, they heard something else. Kind of goes back to what you were talking. People will forget what you said or what you did, but how you make them feel. They drove all the way up from Pensacola, Florida, which I hope they don't really get hit by the storm and everything down there. That's coming up. They got a hurricane on the way. But I drove out that night because they were at a Wendy's. And I said, I'll meet you over there. It's about maybe 15 minutes away. Okay. Camera just somehow resets every like 20 minutes. But I said, I'll meet you out there in about 15 minutes. And let me just change the shirt and everything. So got out there, talked very calmly with them, spoke to them. They had 2 small children in the back, really cute kids, husband and wife couple. And I told them about my terms and conditions. They showed up Sunday. We were going to close. So that was yesterday morning. And they misheard what I said. But that was because they're going to come back with the money.
Yeah.
On Wednesday. But I did make them put down a deposit. And I told them the deposit is non-refundable. It is to ensure that you come back to me and that I'm not wasting my time. I can blow money. It's not a problem. The one thing you're never going to get back is time. And what I'm trying to do with that deposit is ensure that you don't waste my time. That is a finite asset.
Yeah. And I mean, another thing to your listeners, I know, no matter where you are financially, don't be afraid to walk away from some deal. If people are being rude to you, or you feel like, they're trying to go around you or cut you out of the deal, or you just you can't trust them, be never afraid to walk away, because there will be another one out there.
Yeah, that's fine. This goes back to like women, when I was talking about, right? If a woman turns you down, hey, try getting in with another one. It'll be okay. The worst thing, what's the worst thing a woman can do to you? Say no, right? She can't hit you. Same thing goes with dealers. And I know I'm going to have women listeners and stuff, and they've rejected guys and stuff in the past. They prefer stuff where the guy just goes on. Don't stalk them or anything like that. Just go on about your business. Maybe they'll come around later on. I've had that happen where somebody just kind of, just took a piss in my cornflakes a little bit, but they see me working and stuff over the years, and they reach back out. The next thing you know, hey, let's talk turkey.
Yeah.
Or maybe they'll put me on to a friend or something. Just keep going with that. And like you said, one of the biggest things, and this is a teachable moment right here, not having money, this kind of builds on what you were talking about. Not having money makes you feel bad about yourself. It'll show up in your posture, your attitude, the way you carry yourself. And you think that other people can sense that you don't have money. What they can sense is how you feel about yourself in the moment when you don't have it. I have personally, huh?
I will say people can sense when you really are looking for a deal. You know, they can tell that you're really trying to get something close.
Yeah. But when you don't have the confidence and you know you ain't got no money, right? People can sense that. But the thing is when you know what you know, my money is not my biggest asset. My biggest asset is my know-how. I know I can walk into a room, I can talk to somebody, and I've done it before. I might have $2 in my pocket, right? But it's the way I carry myself. And I'm here for you. That's the energy I'm putting off, and that I'm confident and that I can get the job done. That has nothing to do with how much money I have currently in the bank. So if you're looking to get started and you're like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't have this. I don't have that. Start thinking about all the things that you do have. All right. I remember that Les Brown once said, he's like, man, if you live in the United States of America, doesn't have how much money you have in the bank. If you live in this country, you are wealthy. Like you're talking about those free resources and everything. I could walk to, that's one of the things that I did when I first came back home was I didn't have a car. I would walk to the library. Library card was $5. I could access the internet. Right? I have all these things. Keep that in the back of your mind when you're doubting yourself or saying that you don't have. Focus on what you do have. And then that'll help your level of confidence.
I'm actually headed to the library, and I just go there because I like to work there because, just get out the house. So I'm going to go head to the library to do some stuff now.
Okay, good. So, yeah, where can we expect the website, bro?
Honestly, I'm trying to get as much as I can done this week. I've been putting a lot more work into myself and to find things to just keep myself on task and be better efficient.
Yeah. Well, take
this week.
Take some of that. What was it? 12,000 and change. Man, just pay somebody to put you up a little cookie cutter website and stuff. Gearing up as mess. You got to take that money and invest back into yourself. Don't go and blow it. It's a good.
Absolutely. I was actually gonna do my website on my own. I was gonna see what I can find and do that. Without even having to pay anyone.
Okay, well that's fine too. As well, that's something that you do because everybody comes from like different backgrounds in this thing. Some people don't have web building experience. I do, but at the same time, I'm still fighting for time and stuff in the middle of my day. I'm really happy for this win for you, man. And may this be the first of many, man.
Okay? Thank you. Right, actually, this was the second of many, but this was the better one. So
that's right. This was the better one because you made like what 1,000 off your first one.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's the one I couldn't remember, but I made 1,000 on the first one. So this is the second of very many.
Yeah. Well, that's good, man. You got 2 under your belt. Yeah. I applaud you, bro. And I know that the people out there who are watching this video, man, they're going to take your lead, and you just never know who you're inspiring to follow in your footsteps.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That being said, you have a great day on purpose, man. Thanks for the interview, bro.
You too. Thank you.
What's up, guys? It's Michael here. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Why don't you consider liking and subscribing to the channel if you thought the information was helpful. In the meantime, why don't you check out another one of these videos? Might interest you. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.